Good morning from my perfect little tent site in Massachusetts. I had one of the best night sleeps in my tent of this whole through hike so far. I was so comfortable. I was the perfect temperature. I had my sleeping bag unzipped all the way into a blanket, and yeah, it was just great. I woke up one time because I heard an animal come up this path and it kind of seemed big, but I had no idea what it was. And then I also woke up because it sounded like an owl was right above me, and it was really loud, and it was a weird owl sound. It kind of sounded like an owl and then maybe a baby owl. I don't know, this is the middle of the night, so that was just my sleepy thinking. But yeah, I've been taking it slow. I had an amazing breakfast of oatmeal and Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and now it's 8:30 and I'm gonna start packing up. No! I got pooped on last night. I forgot I did this last night, but apparently when I heard the animal walk past my tent platform, I still have no idea what it was. I went on YouTube and I typed in dog whistle, I think, and then from my phone I started playing a really high-pitched sound, thinking maybe it would scare the animal away. I don't think it did anything, but I just went on my YouTube app and I saw that that was the last thing I searched for. I was like, oh yeah, I did do that in the middle of the night, so that's funny. But I'm just about packed up now. Just gotta filter water and then I'll head back to trail. So for the last little bit, the trail has been going through Sage's Ravine, which is really pretty. It's an old growth hemlock forest, and the trail goes right next to this brook, the Sawmill Brook, I believe. And it's really nice. It's a good little section of trail to start the day. So it's 10:30 and I just stopped at this viewpoint for a little break. The sun is already so strong and it's already so warm outside. I'm gonna put a picture of what the forecast looks like for the next few days. It's really just gonna be in the 70s, 80s, high 80s, and just a ton of sun. And that does make me a little nervous, just hiking in this heat all day, every day. To take care of myself, I really have to replace the electrolytes, and that's why I'm excited because Element is sponsoring this video. Element is an electrolyte drink mix that I've been using this entire through hike. It tastes great, tons of fun flavors, and it helps so much replacing the electrolytes that I lose when I sweat. I've only been hiking for an hour and my back is already drenched. So the primary electrolyte that you lose when you sweat is sodium. And athletes can lose up to 7 grams of sodium per day. And honestly, I'm probably exerting myself a little more these days than the average athlete, so maybe that number is even higher for me. And Element has 1,000 milligrams of sodium to be able to replace that, because if you don't, it's really common to get muscle aches, fatigue. Me personally, my biggest symptom is headaches when I'm dehydrated. So it's just really important for me to pay attention and have the Element while I'm hiking. Element has been such a big supporter of my YouTube channel, and I'm so grateful for that. As always, Element is offering you guys a free sample pack with a super fun flavors with any purchase on their website when you use my link, which is drinkelement.com/Nahamsha. It's drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. That link's on the screen. It's also in the description of this video. So thanks again, Element. I'm really excited to just sit down, enjoy this view, have a little water break, and then I'll continue hiking and sweating for the rest of the day. Welcome to New England. So it begins. So I just hiked Mount Everett in Massachusetts. It was a big climb to get up there, and now I'm doing a long downhill. I think it should be a lot of downhill until I get to the road crossing that goes into Great Barrington. I'm probably not going to go into town. But there was a guy up there asking me really weird questions that once I know for sure I've out-hiked him, I'll chat about that a little bit more. Alright, just vlogging this because I apparently missed a step and completely face planted. And now I'm sitting on the side in the grass, which I didn't hurt anything. Should probably get up because there's going to be a lot of ticks. Ooh, that was a little scary. I tried to have the most graceful fall I could. I'm glad it was just kind of like an open area right there and I didn't face plant into a tree, or I still managed to avoid face planting into this, the wooden plank, but oh, I went down fast, especially because like the weight of my backpack on top of me went down quick. And nothing fell out of my backpack. I think I'm good. Whew. This one's a little harder to fall off of. That's probably where I'm going to end up tonight, at the Leonard shelter in 5 miles. So I do want to talk a little bit about a conversation I had with another hiker this morning. And I get kind of nervous doing that, especially when there's a good chance that they watch my vlogs. But I was thinking about it and I feel like it's just something I want to get off my chest, and hopefully it can help people understand my situation a little more and maybe help people understand what sometimes is right or not right to say to another hiker in these situations. So I get up to the top of a climb and I take my backpack off. I was going to have a little break, and there was one other hiker up there, and the first thing he said to me is, "I know who you are." And that's common because I put my hike out on YouTube and I know a lot of people watch it, but to me that's kind of a weird way to start a conversation. I'd be super happy to talk to people who watch my videos if they're like, "Hey, I've seen your YouTube videos, it's so nice to meet you." But a lot of people just start with, "I know who you are," or they just say my name and don't say anything else afterwards. And those two kind of responses, I just don't know what to say. It's awkward for me. So right off the bat, I feel like the conversation started off a little awkward when he was just like, "I know who you are." And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then a couple of things. He said he watched my videos, and then he asked where I was camping, or he asked if I was going into this certain town, into Great Barrington. And I don't like telling people where I'm camping, especially within like the first 15 seconds of meeting someone. So I was very vague about it. I was like, well, I'm probably not gonna go into town. I'm probably just gonna hike until I'm done and then I'll set up my tent. So I was very vague about that. And then, but that's another question I just don't like to answer. And then the third thing he said to me, this is where I totally felt uneasy and just felt like I had to get out of the situation, was, "Are you hiking alone?" And that's just, for a man twice my age to ask, it's just, I didn't feel good about it. As soon as he asked if I was hiking alone, I started packing up my backpack and felt like I had to get off the mountain. And I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but you just don't know what people's intentions are, especially after only knowing someone for 1 minute. It could have been totally harmless. It could have not been. So yeah, I just hiked on and I haven't seen him since then. And I did just cross all the roads that lead into Great Barrington. So because he asked if I was going there, I kind of assumed he was going there. So now I'm talking about it because I feel like I out-hiked him, but I do keep looking down the trail just in case. But yeah, those were kind of 3 things right off the bat in like a minute conversation that just totally rubbed me the wrong way. And when he asked if I was alone, I was very caught off guard, and I didn't answer the way I probably should have. I should have said no, like my friends are ahead, or I'm hiking with a group, they're just a little behind. I should have said something like that, but instead I said, most of the time, I'm alone. And I just felt totally uneasy right after I said that. So, I don't know, I was kind of a little bit down this morning after that conversation, but I'm feeling better now. That was probably 5, 6, 7 hours ago. I don't know at this point. But yeah, just... I don't think I would tell the story if I didn't think someone could learn something from it. Maybe just don't ask those questions if you don't know someone that well. Or maybe just, I don't know, say, hi, what's your name? Nice to meet you. Have a good hike. And just keep it like super casual until you actually get to know someone. But yeah, that's going to be it. I just stopped to tell that story, and this is all the water I have left. And I don't know if there's a good water source until the shelter in 5 miles. So I don't know, I'll just hopefully the next 5 miles go by quick and then I can just hang out in my tent. I mean, it's not a lot of water, but it's water and I'm really thirsty. I have less than 1 mile until the Tom Leonard shelter. I have my hood on because the bugs were bad and it actually blocks the sound of them buzzing in my ears. A lot of the bugs will just dart in my ears and I keep swatting them away, so this actually helps a decent amount. I am kind of nervous there's not going to be anyone else at the shelter because I didn't really see any hikers today. I mean, there was that one guy on Mount Everett. I saw another guy going north, but then he said he forgot his trekking poles somewhere and then he went south to try to find them and then never caught back up. Couple day hikers going south, a section hiker going south, but yeah, I don't really know any northbounders on the trail right now except for those 2, and I haven't seen them since this morning. So we'll see. I remember staying at this shelter last THRU-HIKE and the mice were absolutely awful. And my tent was set up not really that close to the shelter and they were still coming up to my tent and trying to get in my stuff. So hopefully it's not as bad this time, but that's the only real memory I have of the shelter. Well, I did just go on the far out comments, which sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it just makes me worry, because I saw one saying that there was a bear who spent 15 minutes trying to get into the bear box in the middle of the night, and that was only maybe 10 days ago. But there has been 2 people since that comment saying that they haven't had any bear issues, so yeah, maybe I will find a tent site not near the bear box. I can at least do that. Last night I camped right next to a bear box and I don't think I had any issues. I don't know what that animal I saw last night was, so it could have been a bear, but I'll be safe tonight. Whoa. This tent platform looks amazing. Oh, I'm gonna get another really good night's sleep. Set the tent up. I was unable to get water at this shelter though, but I had enough to pour into my dinner and a little bit to drink. The water source is about 2 miles down the AT, so I think I'm just gonna eat my dinner, and then wake up thirsty, hike out of here, and then filter water. It's gonna be dark any second, and I'd rather just eat my lasagna, put everything in the bear box, and then get in the tent. I am in my tent at 9:30, ready to go to bed. It took a long time for me to make dinner and do all my chores, but I did keep getting distracted. I was talking on the phone and blah, 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 blah. But now I'm all set in my tent, and I think I'm going to sleep well because I'm on the tent platform and it's perfectly even, and maybe I'll get a little sunrise, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.